Russia-Ukraine war latest news. Russian troops suffer 1,000 daily troop deaths after Ukraine's Kursk invasion. The Ukrainian army reported 1,190 Russian casualties on Saturday. Since more than 1,000 Ukrainian soldiers crossed the border earlier this month, Vladimir Putin's forces have suffered enormous losses as Kiev took over big sections of land. According to accounts, Ukraine's unexpected advance into western Kursk caused 1,000 daily military casualties for Russian forces. Since over 1,000 Ukrainian forces rushed the Russian border earlier this month, President Vladimir Putin's army have suffered enormous losses as Kiev reclaims terrain. Russia lost 1,190 soldiers on Saturday, according to the Ukrainian military. An anonymous Western official said, Russia is losing more currently than it is able to recruit, implying Moscow may struggle to recruit more to make up for the fatalities. Putin has increasingly offered criminals amnesty, immigrants legal status, and non-ethnic Russians enlistment bonuses to bolster the Russian army after huge losses among elite divisions and seasoned troops. Ukrainian Commander-in-Chief Oleksandr Syrsky said his forces had advanced 35 kilometers into Russian territory and taken control of 1,293 square kilometers, 500 square miles, and 93 villages. In his Independence Day speech, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky called Kursk a boomerang for evil. With nearly 120,000 people evacuated from Kursk since August 6, this is the first successful invasion of Russia since World War II. U.S. National Security Advisor John Bolton called President Putin's military defeat a humiliation for the Kremlin. Bolton told the Daily Express, the Ukrainians noticed their positions were undermanned because the troops had been shifted to the Donbass, and in very short order, they pushed the Russians out of all their positions in northern Ukraine that they had taken in the aftermath of the initial invasion. I think the effect on the Russian military has been quite negative, Bolton added. Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin declared 2 years ago that Putin was feeding his troops into a wood chipper, and they still are. Lieutenant General Ben Hodges, a former U.S. commander in Europe, blamed inexperienced teenage conscripts for the rapid collapse of Russian positions around Kursk. This tactical blunder allowed Kiev's forces to capture many conscripts within days of the fighting. Hodges told Times Radio that these troops were unprepared. Border guards, National Guard, FSB, regular army, and local authorities are involved, but it's unclear who's responsible. Naturally, the reaction was pandemonium.